Howdy, everybody. So, I may have killed the leaders of several factions over the last couple of hours. And, well, that begged the question why I haven't killed the leader of Caesar's Legion. So... Take my armor again now. Run free. You're safe now. Ah. These guys don't even use guns. They're so fucked. I specifically specialize in this situation. You fools. At least the Brotherhood of Steel was a threat. You guys are like a joke. You're funny to me. So, oh. My neoliberal approach of letting the dialogue play out and going by the options presented to me explicitly has maybe run out a bit. And now I'm just going. Ah. We'll save the world with the power of friendship. Friendship didn't work. We're gonna save the world with the power of unspeakable violence. It'll be easy. Please load. Okay. Oh! Okay, no. I thought there was like a giant robot above me or something. I was like, should I be worried? I'm a Vex man. I got a wolf hat. Oh, you guys do have guns. How's that working out for you? Cool guns, bro. Ow, though. I am still playing on hard mode, so they do hit hard in an attempt to compensate for my companions making things easier. Oh no! How did that hit her? Run, brothers! Puppies! The Legion does have the healthiest looking dogs in the entire wasteland. Like, they look really fucked up in all the other games. And then look at Lupa here. Oh, I pressed E and he sat. That how you wanna play, huh? I don't know if that was because I pressed E, but I choose to believe that. Hey, Anthony. Press on! That man exploded. Oh, you guys don't have weapons? Oh, I've got horrible news for you. Okay, there's a lot of enemies. Saturday night's alright for fighting, get a little action and... I can't even tell what's happening right now. I think I just killed Edie a little bit. Thank God friendly fire doesn't have that much consequence, because it's getting a lot harder to not hit them lately. Oh, is that Caesar? Oh, there we go. There we go. R.I.P. fascism. The leg's just really staying on there. Oh no, I've gained infamy with Caesar's Legion. Volplace inculta. You tried to act cool this entire game. I didn't even notice your death. So that was fun. And easy. And profitable.
There you are.
Here we go. Alright, so now the leader of every faction is dead. Oh yeah, I also killed House. So I've killed House, Caesar. I didn't kill the leader of the president, but the president got killed by Caesar. And I killed the leaders of the Fiends. And I killed the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel. And the leader of the Cons. So everybody either works for me or has lost their leader by now. Doop. The Boomers have currently pledged their allegiance to me. What else did I have to do on this reunion tour to check in with? There was a couple of casinos that are on my side now, I think. Oh, the dog's dead. This poor guy just didn't get the memo that the fight was happening. Alright, how's my gear going? Weapon, I can't repair it, but it's also doing fine. Alright, so. How do I make the followers of the apocalypse win? Have they won yet? I feel like they should have won by now. I've killed everyone else. And Veronica joined the followers of the apocalypse. And, well, she tried to. And Arcade is currently not with me because he went back to the followers. Having achieved his goals, I was like, you should go back to helping people. And so he's not here, and I miss him dearly. Bye. No, not the doggies. Aw. Well. There's even more! Hey, everybody. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna hide behind these bulletproof tents. Ow! Who gave you guns? That's against the rules I was promised. The guy's just working out. He just kept doing push-ups after I hit him. Got him. Do 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 do. Ain't that a kick in the head? All right. Anyway, now that all of my enemies have trembled before me, well now I don't even know what's gonna happen now. The factions involved in the final war have largely been defeated, except for the NCR being... The NCR is fine. It has the disorder of losing its leader, but it's literally designed to create a new leader when that happens. Everyone else is pretty exploded. I've decapitated most of the named cast. It was fun. Wrong one. Veronica, no.
Enjoy your time in Vegas.
Hello, yes man.
Don't you love seeing the Lucky 38 all lit up? Sign of things to come. Too bad about President Kimball and everything. But hey, stuff happens, right? Exciting news! The Legion's massing troops in a staging area east of the dam. Attack imminent. Monster of the East ready to roll.
A few things to do first.
Sure, no problem. So long as the Legion doesn't attack before you can get there, which I'm sure they won't.
Just want to do this real quick, right, with a nice camera angle of looking straight at him so I know which one it is. Earlier you said something about asking the followers to provide medical aid.
Well, some of Mr. House's projections predict a moderate probability of civil instability subsequent to the NCR being driven from the Vegas region. One of the mitigating contingencies he planned was to enlist the followers to provide increased medical aid throughout the region. Just seems like it might help keep things stable when we go independent. Not that I know what I'm talking about.
Alright, I'll go talk to the followers.
Wonderful. I'll keep tabs on the situation at the dam. See you in a bit.
Okay, well, we're not quite done. Midway through that conversation, I also thought, oh, I want to revisit the followers anyway, because I should check in with Arcade. I don't think I've talked to him since he went back to the followers. And it just might be nice. And then me and the boomers, which I don't like, but they will fight for me, so for the moment they're at least worth keeping around for that purpose. And the Enclave, which they're also around, and the Enclave is shit, fuck, bad people, but the organization, the Enclave, doesn't really exist anymore, and the people who are around, where is it? Freeside, I guess? The people who are left of the Enclave, 4 out of 5 of them seem okay. One of them seems like a shithead. Maybe he'll die in the fight. I know it's a dangerous place. I keep crushing the skulls of everybody who tries to threaten me in it. Is he gonna do it? Here he comes!
Hey, you're the one who's been going around helping people around here, right? The king says to keep up the good work, and said to give you this.
Did I just get out himboed? What the fuck just happened? Okay. Arcade!
What's up?
What do you think the others will do at Hoover Dam?
I don't think you need to worry about the specifics. Basically, expect a lot of firepower and dead bodies. Enclave technology is even more advanced than Brotherhood equipment. And in the hands of soldiers as experienced as Moreno and the others, let's just say it's truly a sight to behold.
What's your opinion on the current situation?
I think you're on the right track. The only way to ensure relative safety and independence for the people of New Vegas is to prevent others from taking control of the region. That means no NCR, no Mr. House, and no Legion.
Never wants to talk to me.
I'm really very boring. You'd get better stories out of a Freeside junkie.
Arcade will never talk to me. He eventually opened up about his memories about the Enclave grandparents, basically, but he almost never has dialogue, and I'm always sad about it. Alright. Hello.
I've heard a few patients mention the Securitrons are acting strangely, and no one has heard from Mr. House in a while. If House is out of the picture, maybe we'll be able to get our hands on some of his technology. It would help our scientists greatly.
I have some medical supplies to drop off.
Good to hear. What do you have to donate?
Never mind. I lied to me. I think the followers should support an independent Vegas through the coming battle at the dam.
Why should we support Vegas? They've locked Freeside out of the city and do nothing to help their neighboring townsfolk.
I'm setting plans in motion which will ensure both the Legion and NCR are pushed out of the Mojave.
Wow. Whatever you have planned must be pretty big to give them the boot, but this sounds dangerous. I refuse to put my people at risk. If the NCR are pushed out, the raiders and other scum will run amok.
This is a golden opportunity for the followers to spread knowledge and care throughout the Mojave.
It is indeed our duty to teach and improve the living conditions of our fellow man, but we're talking an insane amount of logistics to make this work.
You would establish a foothold in the region and be one step closer to rebuilding the Mojave.
I think I see now what you intend to set in motion. If this plan will bring us one step closer to revitalizing the region, you can count on our support. So long as you keep us supplied, we will stay in the Mojave to provide care and education for those in need.
Hi. I forgot that most of the time when you say goodbye to her, she just stares at you. Why is she like that? Why is she like that? He's still running back. Well, I guess I'll follow him back and talk to the Kings. I haven't talked to them for a while. Primarily, he wanted me to go save his dog, but saving his dog seemed to be a transporter problem slash AI problem, where I'm like, I'm pretty sure that saving this dog kills this dog, and also kills another dog in the process. I don't want to kill two dogs to save your dog. So I've intentionally left that quest incompleted, because it sounded distressing. We got 2 NCR quests that never panned out. This one that's just glitched, report back to Mr. House, who's dead. And this one from the stealth suit mission that I didn't want to do because it's stupid and bad. It is genuinely hard to keep track of how many factions there are, so I'm not really sure who else I should check in on as a final thing.
What can the king do for you?
About that favor you owe me.
Ask away.
Get me into the strip? I'm already in the strip. I got in the strip first. Was I supposed to get here first? Release some money? I want to join the Kings.
Normally, we don't let outsiders join, but I think I can make an exception in your case. I like one of the guys, spread the word. From this day forward, you're one of us, and no one in Freeside will mess with you if they know what's good for them. In addition, if you want to do something about that hair of yours, talk to Sergio. I'll let him know you're coming. Perhaps more importantly, you've earned the right to wear something a little more stylish. Here, wear it proudly.
Just hanging out up there. Alright. Yeah, no one else really comes to mind. I think I'm just gonna move on. There's a lot of people to think about. Let's see. There's the oh yeah, I wiped out both of the gun smuggling factions. So the people in the Silver Rush are dead. I've killed a lot more people in the last like 10 episodes. I started taking out entire factions. Now I've got super robots. I didn't mean to become an authoritarian, it's just that every other choice presented was bad. Like, no, I don't want to single-handedly rule all of Vegas, that's a bad outcome. That sounds dumb. Are you guys all here? You are.
Let's hit the road.
Follow me.
All right.
Oops.
Give a yell. Let's roll.
Sheva. Yeah. Follow me. Sheva. Oop. They here now? Yep, that's everybody. But they don't follow me here. Maybe they just teleport when I accept it? Well, you probably travel there manually.
Are you ready to head for the dam? Caesar's Legion due to attack at any moment.
I'm right. Medical supplies.
Well, some... Just...
I already made arrangements with the followers. I'm ready to fight at the dam.
Great! So I've been looking over Mr. House's force projections and running some calculations. It turns out there are 2 ways we can win this thing. Hear that? We have options! You could route the dam's power output to the facility under Fortification Hill. That'll restart its reactor, just like you did with the Lucky 38. That'll wake up the Securitron army you left on standby and give us enough force to push the Legion and the NCR straight out of the Mojave. The other option is destroy the dam's generators. Without those, it's just a big bunch of concrete. The NCR won't have any reason to stick around. You don't have to decide yet. For now, all you have to do is take this override module and install it on the terminal in the power control room. Good luck. See you at the dam.
Why would I destroy the dam? That doesn't even benefit me. You are committing to fight for an independent Vegas at the Battle for Hoover Dam, which will determine the fate of New Vegas for decades to come. If there's anything you want to do before you enter the battle, do it now, before you cross the point of no return. I'm not ready yet. That save, but for real this time.
Are you ready to head for the dam?
I'm ready.
Great!
I can't believe I'm about to do this, boss.
You must get to the control room and install the override chip.
Mariachi band playing at my funeral.
You guys talk one at a time?
Nice too.
They are set to follow me.
I'm glad you decided to off one of the most powerful men in the Mojave. Life was getting boring anyway. Really.
What's up?
Nope. Out of things to say? You don't ever talk? Really?
You are such an asshole sometimes. Look, maybe you were like this before I signed up with you. But if you keep acting this way, I'm not gonna stick around much longer.
Which part? Tough words, but I needed to hear them. I'll change, I promise.
Well, all right. I'll stick around for a little while longer, but if you get out of line again...
What a difficult thing to commit to seconds before the game ends.
All right, then. Guess my last warning didn't sink in too well. Things don't change, and soon, I'm gone.
Characters in this universe are so coherent moment to moment. They feel so believable. I've made mistakes. You judging me doesn't help.
All right. Maybe I was a little harsh. I can be that way. You need to be tougher. If you let the Mojave get you down, then you've given up on life. So straighten out. Stop being so shifty and downright mean, and see if that doesn't change your outlook.
I love that she has to be so vague because she has no idea what I did. Good. Go back to your family. Oh, wait. They're fucking dead. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let's move on.
All right, then.
Is my karma trackable? Let's see. I have no idea what my karma has landed on. It's been moving a lot. I've killed a lot of fiends. Wild Cliff Society, Wild Child, NCR, Great Khans, Vilified. They love me here. I was idolized by the Brotherhood of Steel, but then I killed them all. Let's see. Oh, there's even more buttons. Shit. Evil demon spawn. I don't think I've killed enough fiends to make up for that one. Okay. Is karma a stat in here to tell me what the score is in more like in concrete terms or anything? I've only killed 1,000 people. I don't think I can see the specifics of karma. I mean, listen. The Brotherhood of Steel had it coming. They went after my people. I've been defending and working for the communist commune this entire game as best as I can, and they wiped them out for trying to help people. We were waiting for a doctor to get back so we could join them. He's like, he'll come back tomorrow. And so we were like, oh yeah, let's join, we'll wait for tomorrow. And then they reduced him to ash. They murdered the cool doctor guy who's probably cool. We never got to meet him. So, wiped them out, all of them.
You and me were done traveling together. I want nothing more to do with you. I thought there was a chance you'd change. Not any longer. Being a fucker is who you are.
We talk about this?
Fuck that. You can walk the road to hell on your own.
I guess this is goodbye then.
You can have your shit back. I don't need it or want it. You go your way, I'm going mine. And don't try looking for me. It was a mistake to show up in the Mojave in the first place, and I'm not about to repeat that mistake twice. Let's distribute the weight.
Bottle caps. Even after I gave you all of that whiskey. What kind of nonsense is even in your inventory at this point? Can I even carry this? Let's find out. I guess so. Well, bye. Enjoy walking into this fiery rubble. I hope that works out for you. The aristocrats. Alright, so... Anyway, back to the story with my three best friends. The only remaining people I have in my life. What's that ... for? Oh. Did something happen? I missed it. I think, that's awkward. I think a Weird West thing happened, but it... Oh! Okay, we're fine. Sorry, NCR Rangers. Cass thought it wasn't worth working with you to save the day. She thought she'd abandon us in our time of need right now. How you guys don't use guns? This is bullshit. Oh no, I'm gaining infamy with the Caesar's Legion. Why didn't anybody warn me they wouldn't like this part? Ow. Oop.
You need to get to the Legate.
Are you telling me I should leg it? Where's this go? Do. I have been stealing a lot. So I guess on top of killing the Brotherhood of Steel, all the stealing I do probably doesn't matter much. But this game's dumb about morals. You can kill somebody and gain more. You can gain karma for killing somebody and then lose karma from stealing from their surroundings, which is their belongings. The person that it was morally okay to murder. Oh. The more I think about it, the more I think that dropping a bunch of bombs on top of Hoover Dam might be bad, actually, when it's our entire goal. Can I do something in here? What is this place for? Serpentine, serpentine. Oh, oh, ah, ah! Stop shooting me! Ow. It hurt. I accidentally used 2 stim packs on each leg. That was just... I don't trust this guy. He shoots me. I am your god. That was a weird bit of audio. I'm up here now. Wait, they're down there now? Isn't that where I was? Oh, that's a Securitron. It was like just his shadows or something. I'm not really sure what exploring some of these directions really amounts to. Seems kind of pointless. Oh. Will the Securitron do it? I'm surprised the NCR is here, because I'm definitely ultimately acting against their interest too. These guys don't really fall over, do they? That's my whole perk, is I make people fall over easily.
You must get to the control room and install the override chip.
Oh, this is my goal. I'll go in here. Goodbye, Cass. You were barely a character. I only helped you. I exclusively helped you. Oh, well, you guys took care of this.
Right there. No one is allowed into the control room.
Oh? What if I got sneaky about it, though? I think they can see me.
You shouldn't be here. It's best if you just move along.
Colonel Moore's in trouble. She needs help now.
Damn it all to hell! Let's go!
Marrow's a Mary Sue. He used a mind trick without any training. Override chip.
Hi! Nice to see you again. So, we can blow up the dam's generators, or I could route the dam's entire power output to the fort. That'll activate a certain army of Securitrons and set them loose to ravage the Legion. What do you say?
Send power to the fort.
Yes! This is gonna be fun! I'm unlocking the east power plant. Hit the manual switch, then go topside and deal with the Legion and NCR.
Given this option, I just don't understand why the game would think I'd want to blow up the dam. Like, do they think that if you went with Yes Man, you're like probably evil or something? I would like to explode everything out of spite. I don't want a workable anything. It's supposed to be like the pearls from that grenade or something? It was supposed to be like the pearls from that Sherlock Holmes story where everyone always kills each other over it, so the real answer is just to not go after it at all, except it's power for an entire population of people. Ow. I've never mathed out how much food I need to heal so far, and I'm not going to start now. His wacky little dumb little face. What even is that? Oh, that's a big room. What's up? I'm sure they're doing great out there. Fucking slow motion every time. Even when you have no idea what's happening, it's like slow-mo. Oh, the barrier's gone. I guess the boomer's got it. Hi, everybody. Ow, 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 ow. Bird a bird. They're here.
Let's get moving. We have a battle. You better get moving, kid. There's bad guys to kill.
Hannibal Johnson seemed nice.
Now is not the time. Keep your head down. Could be snipers around.
It's that goofy ass suit. This is very similar to how Dragon Age ends, where all the different factions try to all slot in a modular way into the final encounter to try to, like, make it feel like the collective stuff you did in the game all added up to something. Although in this game it's a little goofy, because all of the choices tied to this happened in, like, the last, like, few hours of the story, and the story leading up to that point had nothing to do with the ending. But it's arguably, that is still you, like, making the war effort consciously towards the end, whereas, like, in Dragon Age it's a little goofy that, like, from the moment the game starts, every region culminates in a choice that will affect the ending, but in, like, the minor way of who's here. How do I open that? How am I doing this? Pew 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 pew. I don't know why I thought he was going to talk to me. I guess because he's running straight at me from across the whole level, and that usually means they're going to talk to you. We've hit a point where only one Securitron's helping anymore. But I do have all of my allies and the bonus allies. Additional allies. Why was that guy running single-handedly at me with just his bare fists after all I've already mowed down? This feels like quite the choice. Look at it, here's another one. I guess they might have a fist weapon. Surprised that guy was not dying faster. Hey, that guy.
And who are you to come before me? You don't bear the mark of the bear, yet you are ready for battle.
Yeah. What, Caesar giving you orders from beyond the grave?
Caesar's will is the will of the Legion and the West. All beneath the flag of the Great Bear exist to test the strength of the Legion. The West shall fall as the East fell, and all the tribes that stretch to the setting sun shall bear the mark of the Legion.
Nice mask. Can't wait to take it as a trophy.
We shall see how brave you are when nailed to the walls of Hoover Dam, your body facing west so you may watch your world die.
For that.
Die,
Nah.
coward.
Oops, I missed him. Oh! They made a melee character that does damage. That doesn't normally happen. That's like never happened before. He's stronger than Deathclaws. That's a bit of a surprise.
And who are you to come? I see you.
Oops.
Die.
What kind of drugs do I have? Sure, melee weapon plus 10, even though I already have maxed out melee weapons. Weapon spread reduced. Why not? Let's reduce our weapon spread with my melee weapon. Hey, why not? Let's just take every drug. Psycho. AP plus. Perception down. Damage threshold up. I'm glowing now. I'm full of every drug at the same time. Come at me, bro. Day tripper perk, because I have too many perks at the same time. Too many perks. Too many perks. Too many perks in the kitchen. I didn't prepare for this at all. Am I only seeing in black and white now? That might be a problem. Uh-oh. I think I might have taken too many. Oh, God! I meant to press this. There we go. I took every drug. Taking drugs is cool and a good idea. Everyone should take drugs and achieve their dreams. I think I got him. Sure, that seems like a cool weapon. Is it stronger than mine? It might be stronger than mine. Hang on a minute. Let me take a look at this real quick. I'm just gonna take a. I'm just gonna wear it out of spite. I'm just gonna use it as spite. That's fine. This is fine. I'll use the king's outfit and the legate helmet, and I'm looking like the coolest motherfucker that's ever lived. Look at this guy. Rock and roll is not dead. I do need to drop some things though. Actually, let's pair that. Can I walk yet? I can walk now. Okay. Hey, Veronica. Why don't you? The way you're running at me may think you're a bad guy. Fuel generative. Oh, we're still dealing with the NCR now. Okay. I was wondering what the actual like objective was at that point. I don't think that General Oliver can take a punch the way that the legate could, so we're probably fine. Ah! Hi everyone. I don't want to alarm you, but I've gone out of power and I'm on every drug like Bane.
Caesar on the cross. Been a long time since I've seen the kind of work you've laid down today. A damn long time. And the screams of those Legion bastards as they kick dirt running east like a choir of angels to my ears. Speaking of, that crazy light show over the fort? What the fuck was that? Some kind of thumb of God you called down? Amazing. Fucking amazing. Could use 100 of you. Just scatter you over the east like jacks. Give those plum fucks the what for.
Think that's great. You won't believe what happens next.
And, well, these boys with you? Hello there, Smiley. Guess it ain't no secret how you, I say, can you ask them to put their weapons down? Was just reaching in my coat to give you a cigar.
General Oliver, Hoover Dam is ours. Leave at once.
I would sooner spit on the grave of my dead mother than let some courier walk the wasteland fuck talk to me like that. Who the hell do you think you are? Looking to cash your chips to the sound of NCR bullets, huh? I can oblige.
Retreat, or we wipe NCR off the face of the dam.
Look, I know you're riding high right now, but let me tell you, you ain't pissing on me right now. You're pissing on the bear. You've been far enough west, I'm guessing, to know how far that claw stretches. Fuck with the bear and...
I make the laws here now, and my law is simple. No NCR on the Colorado.
You want me to make tracks out of here? Head back west? Tail between our legs? No. I came for a fight today, and if you're looking to make me budge, you better have a damn good left hook, or I'm not going anywhere.
I very specifically have that. Because you're talking and not attacking.
Yeah. But I wasn't expecting a fight when I came up here. And now that we're talking, I don't like the sound of things. Do you know what you're doing? Making a nation like you think you're doing ain't like chowing down on a pile of fancy lad snack cakes. Think you got the guts to carve out a frontier? Build towns, protect the roads, run supplies, train troops?
Can't do a worse job than the Republic, that's for sure.
Hell. Can't believe we got suckered by some road jockey. Should have watched the flank while Caesar's best was making all that noise. I know what those robots of yours can do on a bad day, and I'm not eager to toss lies at them just to make a point. But if you're taking this place, you better hope you can hold it. I'll give my superiors my opinion, but I don't think they're going to listen. So if NCR comes at you, and it will, pray you're ready. I promise you, our situation's reversed, I'd see you hang.
Is that all? Because I've got work to do, and NCR words don't mean much around here.
Fine. Come on, men. We're moving out.
You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. I didn't want to make a big deal about this until after we won, but, well, I found some code snippets in one of Mr. House's databanks that will let me, reprogram my personality to be a little more assertive, basically. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and it's going to take me a while, so it'll seem like I'm offline. But don't worry, everything will be okay. I've updated the Securitron's targeting parameters, so they know what to do. Vegas will be protected. So that's where I'll be, off making a few changes. And I guess I'll see you around. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.
That's alarming.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. The courier, with the aid of Yes Man, drove both the Legion and the NCR from Hoover Dam, securing New Vegas's independence from both factions. With Mr. House out of the picture, part of the Securitron army was diverted to the Strip to keep order. Any chaos on the streets was ended. Quickly. Chaos became uncertainty, then acceptance with minimal loss of life. New Vegas assumed its position as an independent power in the Mojave. Supporting all the chaos that comes with independence, the courier was the man responsible for a truly free New Vegas. He ensured the fall of Mr. House and the end of the Legion's and NCR's influence over New Vegas.
Though some super mutants in Nightkin continued to journey to the legendary Utopia, they found little trace of its existence. Some eventually found their way to Jacobstown, but many wandered off into the wastes, confused and disheartened.
Invigorated by his travels with the courier, Raul once more took up his guns in memory of his lost Rafaela. Soon after, the Mojave was filled with tales of the ghost vaquero who hunts down those who prey on the weak.
Though the wasteland became anarchic after Hoover Dam, the Boomers' display of power dissuaded fortune seekers from attempting to penetrate Nellis.
The Brotherhood's open aggression along the New Vegas highways troubled Veronica greatly. Nevertheless, it removed all doubt from her mind that in leaving them, she had made the right choice.
I killed them.
Eventually, she would take to the road, less in hopes of finding a new home than of leaving memories of the old one behind her.
Their leaders destroyed by the courier, the fiends scattered throughout the wasteland. Without the organization of Motor Runner, Cook, Violet, and Driver Nephi, they were easy prey.
After the courier ensured New Vegas remained free, the followers found that independent Vegas was even more unstable and violent than before. Old Mormon Fort became excessively burdened by the influx of patients, struggling to provide even the most basic of services.
Arcade was tending to the locals of Freeside when he learned that Caesar's Legion had been defeated, and NCR was being pushed out of New Vegas. Though he found that independence for New Vegas was not all he hoped it would be, Arcade did his best to help the locals govern themselves.
With New Vegas's independence formally declared, Good Springs thrived. More travelers stopped by Good Springs on their way to and from the Strip, and the locals grew prosperous from the traffic.
The slaughter of the Van Graffs and the Crimson Caravan caused no end of trouble for NCR back west. Already struggling, NCR's supply line suffered further as the two caravans withdrew support until the massacre in the east was resolved. Despite the destruction of Cassidy caravans, Cass lived for 30 more years. She made her way back west and passed away in a small shack outside of Vault City, the rose pendant still around her neck.
Thanks to the courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded.
Aww.
Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
The Kings retained their control of Freeside, and while they continued to favor the needs of locals, they tolerated the citizens of the defeated NCR.
Having never received a replacement brain, Rex finally succumbed to old age, abruptly shutting down forever one quiet morning.
No!
After 2 centuries of life and decades of service to humanity, Rex collapses and dies.
The Misfits' laziness caught up with them when the Legion attacked Camp Golf. Those who weren't killed in the attack attempted to flee, but were caught at Mojave Outpost, court-martialed, and hanged from the Ranger Monument.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
The NCR, battered by the loss of the dam, were unable to devote any troops to retaking the correctional facility from the Powder Gangers. As a result, Powder Ganger raids on caravans became an unfortunate fact of life in the Mojave for years to come.
Prim Slim proves to be an able-minded, if not able-bodied, sheriff for Prim. And due to his slow speed, some crooks get away without a scratch. But Prim continues to prosper under his watchful robotic eye.
Despite distinguishing themselves during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, the Rangers' victory was short-lived due to the courier's interference. Chief Hanlon personally directed the evacuation of the Rangers to Mojave Outpost as they fell back into NCR territory. Bitter over the waste of life in the Mojave, Hanlon stepped down from his post. After a campaign in which he denounced Oliver's and Kimball's hawkish imperialist ways, Hanlon was elected as the Senator of Reading.
After their bold arrival at Hoover Dam, the remnants disappeared as quickly as they came. Legends of their power spread throughout the Southwest, a reminder of why people once feared the sight of vertibirds in the sky.
And so the Courier's Road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
They dedicated an entire slide to explaining that a dog died. No. It's so sad. Why did they do that? Oh. I was upset by that. I don't know how the Brotherhood is being violent on the streets. I wiped out the Brotherhood. They're dead. It acknowledged the death of the Fiends in the next slides, but it didn't acknowledge the death of the Brotherhood. Hell, I could just load my save and go back and wipe out the Powder Gangers. It wouldn't be that hard. If they're that much of a problem locally. I could just clean up everything. The followers did okay. They're struggling, basically, because there's just a lot going on to keep up with. I don't know what to make of the fact that it was like, if I remember correctly, it said that like violence was shut down quickly. Then the next slide was like the new world was more violent than ever before, and the struggle and the followers are struggling to keep up. And I'm like, what? Did they struggle to keep up with the aftermath of the war, or the actual new world? Which because I thought the Securitrons were supposedly shutting things down more. Depends on where you're talking about, I guess. On some level, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to parse everything. If I remember correctly, the Kings look after Freeside and are trying to help out, and I got rid of some of the people that were being shits and not pursuing that goal. And then, so between the followers and the Kings, between the followers and the Kings and my Securitrons, it feels like Vegas should be doing pretty good. With most of the local gangs and threats wiped out, and all the seedy, distressing things. Cass is a weird character because she leaves your party based on your morality, I think. On your karma. But your karma is an abstract concept that's not plot related, so it's hard to acknowledge. It's hard to figure out, it's hard to parse exactly what she is mad at. Because it's not really a consistent, like, ideology there. I'm surprised that Victoria wasn't mad at me, because even though she got tossed out by and felt betrayed by the Brotherhood, I thought that once I wiped them out, that she would be mad at me when I talked to her again, but we just picked up like it didn't happen. Like it wasn't meant to be acknowledged. Maybe she freaks out if she's there, but I specifically dismissed her first, because that seemed bad to bring them along. But overall, the list of things that were said all seemed to be a net positive for a lot of people. It seemed to be doing all right. The super mutants got cured and have a new like paradise up there in the mountains to all meet up at. And it said that the Bright came back to Novak. Weren't the Brights the ghouls that I sent on a ship? So they came back and helped out. Things worked out for a lot of people as far as I can tell. So it's like, things went alright. I think that was a decent ending for most people, probably. It is worth noting that ultimately, on some level, the NCR and the Legion are both still out there, both down a leader over this conflict, or multiple leaders in some cases, and they're out of Vegas or Nevada, but both of them might come back. So it leaves you with an uncertain future about how long this lasts. Specifically, those end cards do not explain whether or not the NCR and Legion ever come back to take Vegas. These are very slow credits for what they are. My quantum milk machine brings every boy to all yards. Oh. That's a thing I read on a whim that it said on the screen. Honest Hearts had a different director than the other DLCs. That's interesting. Chris Avalon worked on the other three. I mean, I think they worked on all of them, but the director, whatever that means specifically. DLCs were a mixed bag. I think I didn't get part of the ideal experience by not super exhaustively exploring the robot eyeball people one, brain robots. There you go. I spent a while in there, but I think they expected even more. I definitely wanted the survival horror DLC to be cooler than it was. It seemed to promise a really good experience, and then it didn't really amount to being the interesting thing that it said it was going to be. It was easy, and the survival horror mechanics didn't really eat into stuff, and a lot of the mechanics they spent like an entire hour explaining just weren't compelling enough to be worth that explanation, and weren't that much of a shakeup to the mechanics. There was a little bit of an arc of being thrown in with no equipment and then having to find new equipment and build up your character from scratch, but being a melee character, it's not that hard to find a melee weapon and be like, well, I'm back to being strong again. People talk about how Breath of the Wild has a problem with giving you too much of an inventory of stuff that makes you too powerful, and then you play that one island or that one DLC where it strips you of everything, and suddenly the game's really interesting because you have to like build up from scratch and every single thing you find matters and you have to improvise. And Fallout New Vegas doesn't really... It can't really do that. Its main game has an issue where you just get the best... you can just get the best equipment as fast as possible and then use it for the rest of the game. And so that creates a larger problem for the entire open world part of the game, where most loot doesn't matter unless it's usable for repairing the good gear you found, which you'll use forever and there's no reason to change. But when they give you a DLC, they either make you completely powerless and you don't have anything, or the moment you find a basic piece of equipment that fits your playstyle, you're instantly right back to where you were before, of being this like powerful character. It's just so binary because of the fact that it doesn't have Breath of the Wild's durability system. None of your stuff all your stuff's permanent, which means one really powerful thing lasts forever. And so every DLC that takes your gear away is only challenging up until the moment it gives you a piece of gear you can use. Trying to remember how they all worked. I think only the one with the tribals and the one with the plague took your gear away. Or specifically, the plague one took all your gear away, and the tribals one said that you can only carry 50 pounds or something. So it tried to limit your gear a little bit in a way that felt like it was trying to specifically just tell you not to bring power armor. Overall, it's a pretty strong ending in the way that it mixes in all the different factions you just spent this time acquiring resources for, and it lets you... I found it interesting doing the independent ending because of the fact that like you really do go in with the pretense of helping the NCR, then kind of quietly betray them over the course of the mission, like by the way that you tell those two people in power armor just to run off and to help with someone, and then you go in and take over the dam behind them, and then when you defeat the legate, you just surround that guy with robots. You're like, hey, so by the way, I know you're gonna be mad. Hey, Michael Dorn. I know you're gonna be mad. Zachary Levi, that Ron Perlman. Those are some names that I recognize. Felicia, does that mean boobies day? What is that? Felicia Day, what does that middle part mean? I don't know what that means. What does Felicia does that mean boobies day mean? Remember when Felicia Day was in everything for like 4 years, then disappeared off the face of the planet? I specifically remember it as being when I was in college. Like, which is when Fallout New Vegas came out, that's when Dragon Age 2 came out. That's when a few shows that she was in were out. And then she was like, seemingly was just like, nope, done with that. I remember having a very surreal experience because Felicia Day always seemed cool, and it was in the peak of the like anti-SJW, anti-feminist stuff with Gamergate and everything. I remember that once Felicia Day was on the Rooster Teeth podcast, and this is back when YouTube had a like bar and a dislike bar, and that episode had the most dislikes I had ever seen on any Rooster Teeth podcast before, or maybe even anything they'd ever made. And I was so confused because I was like, she was in the guild and like in a bunch of nerd shows, and she makes stuff that people like, and then Geek and Sundry and Tabletop and all those other shows that people like. I was like, what did I miss? Because nothing happened in the episode to explain the dislike bar. It's like, what the fuck is happening on the internet? Did people get mad about the idea of seeing Felicia Day and stuff? When the fuck did that turn around? Because that was not the consensus as far as I heard about how the internet felt about Felicia Day. And as far as I can tell, it was just ultimately like some kind of controversy that's like, that I think if you look back, I don't remember it exactly, but I imagine that if you look back on it now, everyone who was mad about it back then is probably real embarrassed about themselves now, because it was probably absolutely one of those like just openly misogynist messes that was happening just every day back then. What a terrible time to be on the internet. As somebody who was like getting their start on YouTube and like proceeding into having a job and all that, and I did that. The fact that I went full-time in 2016 meant that, like, one, I was making the internet my job only 2 years after Gamergate happened, or 3 years, I think it's 2 years. So I was already like, this kind of sucks. Like, the people I'm making content for, a percentage of them are shits, and in a way that like nobody should have to deal with, because things got way more toxic in a way more open way as a backlash to stupid things. But then in 2016, when I went full-time, it was only a few months later Trump was elected, and I was like, motherfucker. I have to be an internet personality during the fucking Trump presidency? That's gonna be the first 4 years of me doing this as my job? Okay, what a great time to live on the internet. It's just the internet's unhinged and stupid, basically. And I totally see, I don't know her inner world, but I can totally see why she probably moved on to become a background character and a producer and not be a public-facing person most of the time, because it's a bad thing. The moment the internet turns on you, it's just a vicious, horrible place, and you don't want to make content for those people anymore. So I would just disappear and go do other things, potentially. But it hasn't happened so far. Anyway, this is Fallout New Vegas. It was neat. fucking long. Admittedly, some of that is me doing stuff, but it's long when you do the stuff. You can choose to not do the stuff if you want. But damn, it sticks around for a while. And there's plenty more to do, because like when we were looking up stuff to do to make it through stuff, like when I was trying to figure out how to get arcade Ganon thing, the first thing I saw on the wiki was to go to that vertibird. And that was just out in the middle of nowhere. But notably, when I looked at that indicator, the map was just full of random shit. So like obviously there's a ton of extra waypoints to go through, and that's how you get the go-to thing that people say about Fallout 3 and New Vegas and Skyrim and Fallout 4, where people always talk about these being like 300-hour games, is that you would exhaust every single one of those waypoints. And maybe some of them are cool enough that I would regret not having checked them out. Kind of like how that one ridiculously booby trap location was. But a lot of it's probably kind of filler, so who knows. I was very shocked that as I was wrapping up the game and getting ready to finish, and all my storylines were ending, how often I kind of wandered off into a place that had like several new things and entire characters and storylines. Now, like when I got... Like, the fact that I was basically done with the game before I found West Side and North Side, because I just didn't realize there was more to Vegas, that I didn't hear about them or see a hook to go to them or anything. So that's suddenly just like several entire new characters, and I'm like, oh, hello, mean son of a bitch, and all these other things that are happening. That was a trip. This game's happy to devour time. I just wish it was more mechanically interesting, and I know that I played a potentially mechanically uninteresting build, but should there be those? Should there be builds that are just boring? I don't know. I tried to do something different for once, because I play in the past I've played every game since Oblivion in this formula where you play a stealth character with high, you play a character that's good at stealth, and is good at persuasion, and is good at lockpicking. And that's just kind of a boring combination of things to do. Because it's like, oh, I can hack every single thing, and open every single door, and open every single person, and that you can instantly win every conversation. And those collectively make the game so frictionless, where you just, every time you start a quest, you just win it. More like, really effortlessly. You just kind of follow the objective markers and instantly solve everything. So I found it interesting when I could hit dead ends where I had to find different ways to solve the problem. But stuff like that, I think, also did lead to some of the struggles that people got mad about, which is that, like, I had to do a murder investigation to figure out what happened to that one guy's wife in Novak. And I think that I needed those skills in order to gain access to the answer, in order to figure out what the clue was that actually would point to where it goes. So instead, I just pointed out the person that seemed most directly indicative of the clues that I'd found so far, and it was wrong. Womp. Although on some level, I kind of wish that happened more. Maybe a struggle was that I picked a high intelligence character, so he generated so many skill points, so by the end I had maxed out like 6 different skills. And so I had so many skills unlocked that even with my attempt to avoid having every solution, I really did by the end have every solution that wasn't lockpicking a door or hacking a computer. Like, if it wasn't those, I probably could do it. I even begrudgingly maxed out speech near the end because I just was running out of anything else to put points into. I don't think I ever hit level 30. I think I was like halfway through 29. With how things were going later on and how much experience I was getting, I was so sure I was gonna hit level 30, like, well before the game ended, but then the game actually ended up ramping up to an ending surprisingly abruptly. And I guess that is because I don't know what happens with the NCR if you side with them, because the NCR storyline kind of just stopped a while ago. But if you do just step up there and kill House and install Yes Man, at that point the ending is just already happening. You can just I think you can basically just walk over and just do the Hoover Dam immediately, and it's just up to you to optionally choose to go to all those different factions and check them out. So I definitely registered that it was kind of a last minute thing to be like, okay, let's try to wrap up these companion storylines and see if I can visit them. And that was a cool thing to do, but I did not expect the game to end the moment I stopped doing that. It was very over very quickly, because there was just not anything else. There was no more. Let's say, I guess what I'm saying is there wasn't like a main, like linear ramp up to the ending. Like there was no like we gotta do this and this to prepare for the Hoover Dam fight. It was just the modular ally seeking stuff, and then you go to the ending directly from that without like a mission leading up to the ending or something. And I guess I was just it felt like there would be a little bit more, but that is what it is. And their implementation of different stuff was interesting, and having different factions like come flying in at different periods of the fight to give it this like pacing was interesting. It is very much a set piece. The Fallout universe is what, as a first person shooter franchise, just doesn't have much mechanically going on, and they don't have boss fights, and they don't have there's no big robots, there's no boss fights for the most part, there's no honestly, they're just kind of flat as games, like as far as combat and strategy goes. So every game, I think from what I can remember, between 3, 4, and New Vegas, the ending is always just, here's a giant hallway, go forward, there's lots of explosions happening, and different factions are popping in and out, shoot all the guys. And maybe that kind of thing is somewhat played out by the end if you play every DLC, which itself, each one ends with a big hallway set piece where you fight the leaders of whatever storyline was happening this time. Some kind of mastermind that was talking to you on the comms the whole time, or this and that. So you kind of like set into a rut of doing that over and over again. So by the end you're like, oh, it's time to fight the Legate? Caesar said this guy was really... We heard rumors about that guy. He's the fucked up guy from that one tribe. His story was distressing. If you're wondering why I didn't pick any of the dialogue options, like I had heard that you can pick a dialogue option to like prove him wrong and like essentially do a thing equivalent to like what is somewhat reminiscent of Roman history, where you like gesture at the fact that like the Caesar's Legion is overstretching and is going to doom itself by insisting on this. But I just knew that he was a evil, fucked up person, so I just wanted to kill him. That's the logic. I intentionally did not pick dialogue options to solve that scenario. And it wasn't because I wanted a boss fight that badly, because once again, the combat isn't usually that interesting. I just wanted to kill him. I didn't want him to walk away and continue ruling some percentage of Caesar's Legion or whatever the fuck he was going to do next, because he seemed, as far as I had heard, everything about that character was somebody who would only make cruel and horrible choices and make their lives worse for a lot of people. So I'm like, so I very much did not want a diplomatic solution there. I don't care much about Cass wandering off. She's the one that I kind of had the least read on. She's from a collapsing. She was from a collapsing trade organization. I helped her take her revenge, and then she kind of sat silently. But then it was specifically when I took out the people in that NCR facility because Yes Man needed me to install something there. She starts saying, "You're really wearing out your welcome, you know that? You're really wearing out your welcome, you know that?" And I was like, I clearly like passed several thresholds of negative reputation in that interaction, and that was the part where she was ready to be turning on me. And then I guess when I ruined my reputation by then attacking the Brotherhood of Steel. That was her breaking point, but it was still required me to talk to her for several times for it to actually trigger that. She doesn't start the conversation about hating you, so I guess if you ignore her, she'll just keep working with you because you're not addressing that she hates you, which is funny. Hope for the best for Raoul, Arcade, and Veronica. And I guess Lily survived so far. The ending that was implied for Lily, which I'm not entirely sure if I could have re-recruited her or something, but I made the choice for her to, if I remember correctly, I made the choice for her to do the thing that's the risk to herself, but would potentially rescue the Nightkin, and she wanted to do it. And so I then just left her there because that seemed like the end of her story. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that seemed like the point because it was implied to be a thing that could kill her and all that. So I don't remember if I actually tried to re-recruit her, but she leaves your party to do that, and it feels like the end of her story. So I was kind of surprised that she persists in the ending and survives at that point. Of all the things that do come up and don't come up, the plants never come up again. It's framed as like a relatively major choice, but the plant vault, I don't think any of the vaults come up again, actually. The ending slide doesn't mention anything about the water. It doesn't mention the farming water that I interacted with, and it doesn't mention Helios 1. I guess the idea is probably that even if it's a major thing for even if it's a major thing for Fallout New Vegas in its setting, if the thing I did was resolved and we were told the consequences during the game, then I guess maybe that's the logic behind whether or not it was in the end slide. Like if it was already taken care of, then maybe it just wasn't worth bringing up in those cases. But I don't know. Congratulations on completing Fallout New Vegas. Would you like to load a save prior to the Hoover Dam battle? I guess. Or no, I mean, I'm not going to play right now. We're just going to leave. Yeah, that was, I said no. Go away. That was Fallout New Vegas. It's interesting. Party wants to come up with thoughts to summarize the whole thing, but I don't know, man. This whole playthrough is full of thoughts. Go watch the whole playthrough again. There you go. I'm tired. This was a long episode. Good night, everybody, and I look forward to seeing tomorrow or the next day, whenever the next slot is, what Patreon chose next. Because this will be our first Patreon chosen game vote in like 6 months. So I wonder what it was. I already started recording it by now. That's exciting. I'm gonna have to like remember how to like run that whole thing. Find my old documents. Good night.